What's going on, everybody? Farley here, and I want to do a response video to Epic Zombie Killer. He put out a video today in which he listed his top 5 saddest deaths on The Walking Dead, and I thought he did a great job, explaining his reasonings, and kind of got me thinking. So I thought I would do a response. So hopefully, if you're watching this, you're caught up on The Walking Dead if you watch it. If not, you should, especially the first, say, 6 seasons. Really, really good. Kind of, in my opinion, kind of went a little downhill the last couple of seasons, but I thought it was, the Negan storyline was kind of drug out too long. But anyway, that being said, there have been many, many deaths on The Walking Dead. Just when you think one of your favorite characters, is going to be alive and well, the next thing you know, the show will surprise you, and that character will die. So the show is all about taking chances with a lot of their characters, even main characters. So, and I think that's definitely going to continue into season 9. So without further ado, let me go through my 5 saddest deaths on The Walking Dead. Number 5 is Mika. So if you're familiar with the show, you'll know that there were 2 sisters, Mika and Lizzie, and they were at the prison, and on the way to Terminus, they ended up in an abandoned house with Tyrese and Carol and Judith, and Lizzie has some issues mentally. She thinks that they shouldn't kill the walkers, and she'll leave like dead rats and stuff for the walkers to feed them. And so she ends up killing her younger sister Mika. And I just thought, that was one of the saddest deaths. And even Lizzie, Carol, she ended up shooting Lizzie because, number one, she killed her sister, but 2, she, in her mind, she couldn't grasp the concept that the walkers, weren't human. So, and I thought Mika's death was sad, and that whole episode, I think it's called The Grove, is one of the most powerful episodes in The Walking Dead, and Mika's death's really, really sad. If Tyrese and Carol hadn't come back when they did, Judith, the baby, may have also been killed. So, alright, moving on. Number 4 was Dale. I was a big fan of Dale's. I thought he was the older protector of the group, especially of the women there, and his RV was a focus of a lot of the early episodes, and he was always the lookout. He was always the protector of the group, and he was actually killed by a walker that Carl had stumbled on. And Carl, if he had killed the walker, Dale would still be alive. So, like I say, it was a shocking death. It was very, very gruesome, and the dialogue as he's dying is very powerful and very, very sad. Number 3, we have Carl. Now, I'm going to be the first to admit I did not like Carl early on. The way he disrespected his father, and his father was trying to protect him and all these things. But I actually grew to like Carl as he got older. And Carl was the one that was telling everybody, hey, there's got to be something after all this. There's got to be civilization. There's got to be peace. There's got to be cooperation. He tried to get his father and Negan to come to an agreement to forge a peace and an alliance and to help grow together. Of course, that did not turn out well. And, Carl was bit. And I thought the evolution of Carl as he matured was a really, really great storyline. He grew into this kind of obnoxious young kid into a really, really mature teenager. And the death is really, really shocking, because if you're familiar with the comic book, I don't want to really spoil anything in the future episodes, but Carl would have featured very heavily in the next story arc, which is going to be the Whisperer War, which is really, really great storyline in the comic books. I hope they can handle that story a little bit better than they did with Negan. Yeah, Carl's death was kind of like, almost like a symbol. It was also, what's the word I'm trying to, it was symbolic of the fact that peace in these times really is not going to work. That it's kind of more of just survival of the fittest, you know. So, number 2 is Shiva. If you're familiar with Shiva, you'll know that she was the tiger that was at the right hand of Ezekiel. The story of Ezekiel and Shiva is he was her caretaker at the zoo and rescued her, and so she stayed by his side, was very loyal, and I hated to see her. I'm an extreme animal lover, and so I really, really hated to see her death. But she saved Ezekiel, you know, by dying. She sacrificed for him, and yeah. So I thought, yeah, that episode really got me. So, and number 1 for me is Herschel. And the reason why I pick Herschel is Herschel, it was like the old ways died off when Herschel died. Farming and raising livestock and being self-sufficient, which is what he wanted to do at the prison. You know, when he died, it's kind of like all of that went away. There is no staying in one place and building, you know, a city or a town, and, you know, having a market and growing your own food and sharing and all these other things that come with civilization. When Herschel died, it's like the old ways died. You know, they had, after his death, of course, they had to flee the prison. So everything they'd worked for, that Herschel had worked for when they were at the prison, was just gone in an instant. And the way that he died, the beheading of Herschel, was extremely sad. And so, yeah, that episode really, really got me. It's actually my favorite story arc from both well, I'm going to say from the comic. I'm really digging where I'm at with the Whisperer War right now. But I really enjoyed the Governor storyline, and it was probably my favorite part of the TV show. It was, I think it was actually done probably a little bit better on the TV show than the comic, vice versa on Negan. So, but yeah, Herschel's death was definitely shocking and sad. So, all right, that's my top 5 saddest deaths on The Walking Dead. I'm sure there's going to be plenty more shocking deaths in season 9, if it has anything to do with the storyline from the comic book. So stay tuned, Walking Dead fans. All right, hey, Epic Zombie Killer, thanks for the awesome video and the thread idea. Take care of yourself. Fall out.